Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. We'll go Lab, Imprint, Ugin. On the off chance we draw into Temple, let's see. No idea what opponent is playing. Windswept Teeth, fetch 19. For Sacred Foundry, Shocker, it's energy. Alright. Energy, yes. We draw. Temple, sure enough. We pass. We hold K command. Question is whether or not I want to get rid of this Ocelot Pride right away. Another question would have been whether or not I should have went for the Writhing Chrysalis. Ocelot Pride will connect. That is not a huge issue. Down to 19 for Voice of Victory. You know, I'm actually going to hold the K command, I think. With the Ocelot Pride trigger, we're going to get rid of the Voice of Victory on our turn. That trigger will resolve. I will draw Talisman of Impulse. So we can actually go Talisman, Stomping Ground Shock into a Writhing Chrysalis. I kind of like this play here. Gives me some blockers, ramps me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One short of the Ugin. And next turn we can go for a big K command. Blood Moon is fine, as we do have 2 spawns here. We draw World Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could, though instead I think I will ramp and scry draw. So this is x equals 4. We could go to 5. Actually, I think I want to go down to 3 here. Just on the off chance we find another Chrysalis. Always yield. There's a Rumble. There's another K command. So in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go K command. So Wooded Foothills bottom, Rumble top, K command top. And then we could simply get rid of the Voice of Victory, though I'm not entirely certain that's necessary, so I'm just going to hold here. It'd be another x equals 3. So I'd be mana neutral, but kind of meh. Rather hold this for later. No attacks by opponent. There's a Rumble. Let's fire off the Rumble before we go for the World Breaker. Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, leaving 2, 3. Hitting the plains is rather appealing. I will go Rumble, though. There is Emrakul. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have K command x equals 5. So let us start by going 1 trigger, 2, 3, 4. K command, ramp and scry draw. Let's actually hold back a red source. X equals 4. There is Cyrus 7 Death. There is Devourer of Destiny. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So in that case, we have not played a land for turn. I mean, I think I might just go top, 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 draw, play the Stomping Ground, and pass. Next turn we have the Emrakul, so we should be pretty good here. Opponent will pass once again. We'll draw. Play a land for turn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and trigger all, or rather yield all. I mean, what are these last 4 cards are in your hand? Opponent will say, I'll keep my secrets to the grave. Let's move to game 2. So I bring Unholy Heat in, Dismember in, trim out the Cavernous Souls, trim out a Rumble, and probably a Ghost Quarter. Add another 2 lands in hand. Oof. That's an oof. Yeah, I don't need the Ghost Quarter, don't need the Cavernous Souls. We can trim out the Rumble, keep out 22 lands, and everything else seems good. We could theoretically bring in some Ice Tills, though I'm not entirely sure it's necessary in this matchup, so we're just going to run it back as is. Alright. I imagine opponent will bring in Blood Moon, which they already had main, so probably like 2 Blood Moon main. Probably bring in Molten Rain or Charmon or Dam Sphere or some mixture of the 3. So we'll have to play around Charmon, and in some sense we'll play around Molten Rain by not overstacking sprawls. We'll keep this. It's a little bit meh. We're looking for a green source off the Devourer if possible. Otherwise a Soul Land will suffice for the Cake Man 2/2. Windswept Teeth, fetch 19. Sacred Foundry, shock 17 for Guide of Souls. Yep. Trigger Devourer of Destiny. There is another Soul Land, so we'll grab the Soul Land, imprint Devourer, and pass. Again, what I really need now is a green source. You might be able to find it off the K command. Marsh Flats, Ocelot Pride triggers the Guide of Souls. That will always yield. Go to combat. We will take 1 down to 19. Ocelot Pride will trigger, always yield, and draw. Cyrus 7 Death looks pretty good. Now we can approach this from one of 2 perspectives. Either go for a Cyrus 7 Death or Ugin. I kind of like Ugin here, so I'm going to go for Ugin. Hold up K command, X equals 2 to prime the Ugin. Marsh Flats will fetch down to 18 and goes for a Plains. This might be a Blood Moon. That is unfortunate. So I'm going to ramp and scry draw, looking for a forest or a talisman, I suppose. Don't find it there, so we bottom, and draw. That's a problem. We'll take the 3 down to 16. This does mean Pride and Guide trigger, and we draw. We're in danger now. We have 5 mana. Yeah, the Blood Moon is a bit unfortunate here. A second guide triggers. They'll float the Pride, hit us for, was it 6? Down to 10. Down to 10. Trigger, City's Blessing, and draw. Oh boy. That is in fact a K return, which would leave them with nothing but the Ocelot Pride, but also puts me in a bit of a pickle unless I draw into a green source. Opponent will attack. In response, we will K return. We'll pass in full. We'll take 3 down to 7. We'll get 2 cats. There's a Pyro, pitch 1. Get an elemental token and make 2 cats and an elemental. We draw Windswept Teeth. I'll concede. Unfortunately, the Blood Moon got me. I was hoping for a forest, but we could not find it fast enough. We'll bring the Rumble back in and cut the Gemstone and run it back. On the play for game 3, that is a mulligan. That is keepable. We will keep and pitch the Stomping Ground done. Play Wooded Foothills, pass, and put a pause on end step. Down to 19, down to 17 for Ragavan on 1. That is a rag. Wooded Foothill fetch, Commercial District Surveil. There's a Mycospawn, put that on top. I will... See, I want to play it smart and safe. I mean, if I have a spawn to block, then they can't go into that anyways. But if we block, then we can't go into a kicked Mycospawn. So I guess in that case, let's play the Windswept Teeth. Let's play it safe here and grab a forest. And then play Rumble. I'll grab the Utopia Sprawl to help ramp. And we'll pass. Arid Mesa. Opponent will go to combat. We will snap block this Ragavan. Next turn we have Chrysalis. We'll pass in full here. And there's a Johnny. We'll draw. So Utopia Sprawl for red. Temple into Chrysalis or Mycospawn. Mycospawn is a guaranteed resolution of Sire or Devourer as long as they don't have a Blood Moon. Whereas Chrysalis does mean we're a bit susceptible to removal, like Goblin Bombardment, though give and take there. Let's go with the Mycospawn here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess the benefit, 1, 2, 3, 4. The benefit of Chrysalis is if they do Blood Moon, we just need to draw into a land. We'll go Chrysalis. So we have some outs. And pass. Because all we need to do right now is to resolve this Cyrus 7 death, clear the board of K return, and we're pretty much solid. It's unfortunate that the Chrysalis will go along with everything else, but definitely worth it. If they flip the Johnny and we're still able to cast the Devourer, then we will exile the Johnny, of course. 2, 4, 6, 7, yeah. And if by some means they don't play a Blood Moon next turn, we can... If they don't play a Blood Moon, but we're not able to cast Sire or Devour, we can kick the Mike Spawns to them back a land, while also ramping us towards Sire and Devourer. And I think we have some pretty good lines here. Depends on how much interaction they have. There's Bombardment I was worried about. Bombardment, Sat Cat, target the Chrysalis. I'll let that resolve. Yep. A Johnny, target the Chrysalis. That's 2. We'll let that resolve. Ragavan will attack. They will pilfer. Down to 16. Ragavan pilfers. They sacrifice a cat to get rid of a spawn. If so, we need to top deck a untapped land. Otherwise, we play Myco Spawn. Surveil, that's fine. Arena of Glory to yard. We'll sack in response. Do you sacrifice the Ragavan as well? They do not. Untapped land. Unfortunately, no untapped land. Now we can go one of two directions here. We can kick Myco Spawn, hit a land, and ramp. Otherwise, I can choose not to. I don't think there's any reason not to is the biggest thing right now. I think setting them back is relevant. Well, I guess, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Untapped land. Actually, we're going to go Talisman of Impulse. Unkicked here. Trying to think if we can make ourselves a little bit more resilient to Blood Moon, and we can. So we're going to go Unkicked Myco Spawn. And we will grab another Temple. And at this point, I will pass in full. And pass in full. I have 5 cards in hand. I don't foresee a way of them killing us just yet. Floodstrand Fetch, 15. Elegant Parlor Surveil. And if they were going for a Blood Moon play, I imagine they'd grab a Plains. I stand corrected. I will pass. A Johnny will hit the spawn, which means Ragavan will not get in. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 untapped land. These talismans are going to be the death of me. Okay, we will play the talisman because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least next turn we can play the Devour to get rid of the Johnny and sweep board. Though we are definitely in a bit of a pickle now. We'll pass. A Johnny will likely bolt the Myco Spawn, and they'll get him to 4 down to 12. A theoretical 9. Is this a Pyro? Pyro's fine. Pitching a land and a Blood Moon for Elemental token. 2 Plains down to 12. Ragavan will pilfer an Eldrazi Temple. That is fine at this juncture. I will draw. K command. I will exile the Johnny. I will sweep. They chose not to sacrifice their creatures to bombardment. Maybe not understanding the timing of how K return works. that once you pass priority to the trigger, you then don't get another round of priority. 2 cards in hand and a Sire. I mean, this does seem to have us in a pretty good position. Guide of Souls is fine. Opponent is passing. We will draw. I will cast Sire as 7 Death. Sire will land. Devourer will attack. If this connects, lethal is on board. Pyro will grow them out of range. Actually, no, they're still in range. I'm at a theoretical 9. Is this a Flage? Flage will helix me down to 9. Down to 8. 2 cards left in hand. In retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have attacked. Because they can attack in and sacrifice whatever I'm blocking to bombardment so I don't gain life. But at most 2 gets through down to 6. I suppose if I had Devour to block, I'd be at 7. So, give and take. No attacks, though, by opponent. We will draw. And there's another Devourer. I will go to combat. And I'll attack with a Sire 7 Death. Alright, they are down to 8. This Flage is a little bit interesting. We could Devour of Destiny and get rid of the bombardment, though I think what I want to do is twofold. Hit the Guide of Souls and the Flage, and the reason they're being is case of Galvanic Discharge, where Flage ETBs, triggers a guide, pushes it up to 4. I mean, I guess they would go to 1, but it's not a good place for them to be. We'll go to Upkeep, though. And I'm going to K-Command. I'm going to exile the Guide of Souls, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And done. And pass. So at this point, they shouldn't have enough for a discharge off the guide. There's an Ajani, but we should have enough life to where it doesn't matter. They can flip the Johnny. Hit me down to 14. A Johnny can deal 3 damage down to 11. We have a Devour for the Johnny, so I'm not exactly worried there. Opponent will scoop it up, and we'll take the win. Solid. We'll be back for match 2. Alright, we're back for match 2. On the play for game 1. On the draw, I think this is keepable, but on the play, I don't think it is. Because on the draw, we could use the Devourer to dig for a Soul Land in order to play Chrysalis on 2, in order to play K-Command X2 on 2. But beyond the play here, I can't then fetch the Heath, which means I can't then play the Sprawl. So I'll mulligan this hand. That hand also is a dud with no lands. We mulligan once more, and I will keep this hand. Question is what we pitch back. I'm gonna probably say World Breaker and a Stomping Ground, and we just need to find something off the Devourer that kind of tied us over. We'll keep Breaker, Ground, back, reveal Devourer, trigger. There's a Rumble to dig us deeper. And Lab, Imprint Devourer, play the Talisman and pass. Hollowed Fountain, shock, down to 18, Tamiyo. I will cast Rumble. Do you have a force? They do not. We'll grab the Emrakul, though not exactly what I was looking to see there. We'll play the Wooded Foothill and pass. And hold until end step. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, at most we can push it up to 11 types on mana, so Emrakul is going to be too short in the best case scenario. Tamiyo will trigger. Opponent gets a clue. Still not entirely sure what we're up against right now. White, blue, Tamiyo. Saga, Hollowed Fountain. Song of Creation? Maybe. Chart a Course. Flips the Tamiyo. Interesting. Tamiyo plus. Go to end step. Commercial District will surveil. Finds the K return to yard. And will draw. I will shock in the Stomping Ground. There's not too much for me to hit right now, so I think I'm going to do this while shields are down. X equals 4. We get absolutely blasted by a whatchamacallit force. So we're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to bottom all here. We find a lab, we'll pass, and we'll hold. Saga will trigger. So shy of a consign main, this Emrakul should do some work. The alternative option, of course, is return Devour to hand and to exile the Tamiyo. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'd be 3 short. I think that Emrakul is probably the better play because it basically just requires them to have counter magic. The only downside is I don't have any way to play this Devourer after, realistically. Aether Spell Bomb is fine, so they can bounce back my Emrakul. Looking more and more like maybe Song of Creation. There's Bauble, there's Opal, there's Rebuke, and a Spell Bomb, but no blue sources. So they can't actually Spell Bomb my Emrakul. Interesting. Picks up Chart a Course. There's a Scalding Tarn. Excuse me. Emery will get cleared by the return in that case. Go to upkeep and draw another K return. Tamiyo's at 1. The benefit of Emrakul here is we'd be able to take control of their Saga trigger. No matter what we play, it's going to get bounced back by this Aether Spell Bomb. There's no way for me to get rid of the Tamiyo this turn. Interesting. Yeah, so we'll have 5, 9. We'll be short of a lot of things. Well, okay. I think I have an idea. Let's do this. We're returning Devour to hand. Exile the Tamiyo. Clear the Emery. Body hits board. I'm going to Ugin Lab and imprint the Emrakul. This way next turn, if they do bounce the bounce the Devour back to hand, we can replay it in the instance that they bounce it if we draw into a land. I think that is probably our best bet. They can make a construct here. They choose not to. Instead, they're grabbing what? There's Mox Opal, so they have a bit more mana. Chart a course. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. Still unsure what I'm playing against fully. There's Islet. There's another Emery. Emery Mill. So looking more like Cutter. I guess it is Jeskai Cutter. Tamiyo. Okay. And I will pass Ghost Quarter. So in that case, I'll go to combat and swing for 6. Down to 11. 1, 2, 3. So we can cast this K return. Go to end step and fire off the K return. So Emery will go down. We have enough to pay for Rebuke. Tamiyo will survive, but that's fine. I guess in retrospect, probably should have played the Ghost Quarter. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, still enough offer. I don't think it's entirely necessary for me to show my hand. I guess, do they want to Spellbomb the Emery back to hand? They do. So Spellbomb is off the board. I guess Emery can always come back. They'll mill more cards. Play Saga. So we could Ghost Quarter the Saga. Tamiyo will attack. Opponent will get a clue. They can flip the Tamiyo. White, blue. What this? Is it Song Creation? Song Creation of white? No. I'll say Song Creation. Song Creation's 4 colors. I forget if it has white, blue, red, green. I don't think it has black. So I think it might be 4 colors, yeah. Mox Amber. Crack another clue. Flip the Tamiyo, sure. Tamiyo will plus. So we can Ghost Quarter the Saga then. There's Emery. They'll mill 4. And I haven't seen a single Song of Creation, so I think just Teamer Cutter then. There's another Mox Amber. Blue for a second Tamiyo, so they can block for the first Tamiyo. We'll draw. There's Devourer. So in that case, we can just play Ghost Quarter Devour the Tamiyo. I will go to combat. And we'll swing at you for 6, or I guess 5. No blocks by opponent. Play the Ghost Quarter. Exile the Tamiyo. And yes. And no. Opponent will scoop it up. We'll take the win. So this looks like Cutter. We'll take the win for game 1. Let's see. I haven't looked at a Cutter list in a hot minute. Let's take a peek. See if I can even find one. Is it Cutter? Probably will be close enough. Not sure what the white splash is for. Nothing too surprising here. I mean, Trinisphere seems good. Dismember Heat seems good. Return seems a little bit mid, though it did do a lot of work. As far as basics, they run 3, so we'll take the Ghost Quarter out. Rumble trimmed and an Emrakul trim seems right. The next question is whether or not we want the baubles. I don't think I have a... No, I don't have Cutter on my sideboard guide. So yeah, the question is whether or not we want the baubles. I mean, they run 4 Mishra's baubles, 3 Ambers, 4 Opals. So I think that might be closer to 4 and 4. No, 4 and 3. I mean, it's not a half bad idea. It does slow them down, though the Trinispheres are probably better by comparison. And having both is a little bit meh. Yeah, because the only thing I think we can cut here would be Chrysalis. And I don't want to do that, I don't think. Ghost Quarter is actually kind of tempting to keep in. It does hit Saga, which is relevant. I need to trim a Chrysalis. Yeah, let's do that. Otherwise, yeah, maybe I'll change my mind in game 3. We'll go Bauble on 1. I think Bauble also is better on the play than it is on the draw, admittedly, so this is workable. We reveal, we play, Sprawl red, Temple go Myco, hold up a Dismember. I mean, yeah, this looks pretty solid. Alright, we will keep, we'll reveal Devourer, and pass in full. Steam Vent Shock 18-4. Amber, Opal, Devour trigger. So this looks like Rebuke. I will grab Trinisphere. I don't exactly want to play into Rebuke. At the same time, will opponent actually rebuke a Sprawl? That I'm not sure. I think instead what I'll do is play the Windswept Teeth and just hold. Let's not play directly into Rebuke. And opponent just passing, missed their land drop. I'll fetch with the Windswept Teeth and Surveil. Sanctum Top and draw. I'll play the Temple and just pass, I think. Yeah, we'll just keep on keeping on. Opponent missed their land drop. I'll play Sanctum of Ugin. Debating whether or not I want to play the Myca Spawn here. Shy of a Consigned to Memory. We at least get the trigger, which ramps us. So if they want to rebuke the body, that's fine. If they consign the trigger, that's also okay. Looks like they have consigned. Nope, I was right about the rebuke. So there's rebuke. I'll not pay the 3, but we get the triggers. So we're going to grab Temple regardless, and then pass. And pass. I guess I could have gone a step further and grabbed a lab to imprint the Impulse. But I'll fetch a Scouting Tarn for a Hollowed Fountain Shock. Is this a Cutter? It is indeed a Cutter. They do have Rebuke mana once again. Do I want to K-command the Monk and Scry draw? It's not entirely necessary, but I think I will. And done. Monk is down. We drew a card. We draw Chrysalis. So in that case, how do I want to proceed? 1, 2, 3 mana. Let's start with Talisman. Do you have a Rebuke? I'll then go with Sprawl, green, and I guess we'll Windmill Slam the Trinisphere at this point. Let's see if you have Rebuke or Consign. That is a consigned memory, that's fine. 2 cards left in hand, we'll pass. I mean, I have a lot of casts here to work with. Jeskai Ascendancy. But they don't have what they need, I don't think, to win this turn. So we'll just devour the Jeskai Ascendancy. So this isn't Cutter, this is... I mean, I guess it is still Cutter-ish. Yeah, I guess it is Cutter. It's not Song Creation. We'll take the 3 down to 15. Bubble Trigger. And we'll draw. Second Devourer. I will cast Sprawl for green. And then this is 3, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, we don't have enough for both. This is fine, though. Do I need Sanctum this turn? I don't think I do. I'll just hold up the Dismember. We'll exile the Jeskai Ascendancy. And no, hold up Dismember. Because I have another Devourer for next turn. And I want to hold up this Dismember as well. And there's the Emery. Emery will trigger. Now they could try and haste the Emery. They brought an Abhorrent Oculus. If they do try and haste it, we do have Dismember. 3 blue for an Oculus. Sure, that is fine. So in that case, they play the Oculus, trigger the Cutter. I will Dismember the Oculus so they don't get a Manifest creature. We'll go down to 10 and then Devour the Emery most likely. We'll yield all. I wonder if they'll attack. I would imagine not. Bobble target me is fine. Really? Bold move, Cotton. Go to blocks. We'll block you. We'll take 2 down to 12. We'll go to end step and Dismember the Ock down to 8. I will pass. If I could draw into a land, that would be nice. Perfect, because then that allows me to go Chrysalis. Yield all. Into Devourer. Sanctum trigger, exile the Emery, and then we'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. Solid. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. Opponent will mulligan down to 6. We'd love to see... Ooh, hello. I'd love to see a Talisman or a Sprawl. Roughly 8 hits off the top. We'll see if this is a mirror match. If it's Brute Scale, it is Tron, though. Okay, so we really would benefit from a Talisman or... There's a turn 2 Tron. I'm in danger. Relic Progenitus is fine. Yeah, so I really need a K command, Sprawler, Talisman. That's none of those. We'll play the Temple and pass. This actually can be a little bit tricky if they play Tron on 2, or Karn on 2. You have a Karn, they're showing danger. Is it a Myco spawn? It is a Myco spawn, interesting. There's Tower. So this is mono green Tron. They're one land away from Tron. We draw. There's the Sprawl, but a bit late. I mean, we go for it. Go for red. And we pass and pray that we get a turn. Because if I get a turn, I can probably shut them out. But if I don't, I think we might be dead. I mean, yeah, they devour. Okay, so at the very least, they devour, get rid of the Sprawl, which means we can't kick the Myco Spawn this turn, so we'll take 3. There's 1 card remaining in hand. They could crack the Relic to draw a card. There's a Talisman. I have an idea. I'm going to imprint the Emrakul, and we're going to play the Talisman. I'm going to give him a turn of Tron as much as I would like to Ghost Quarter. I think I want to do a little bit more damage. They crack the Relic, draw a card. Yep. Makes sense. And then we might be able to set up this K-Return. We'll see. I'll take the 9 down to 8. You have 3 cards in hand. What are they? Another Tower. 7 for Devourer. So we play Myco Spawn, but then we're going to take 9. That's kind of a problem, isn't it? And stop. Maybe I should have grabbed the Ghost Court instead, because then I would have hit 1. They would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least then it would have been blocked. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're only at 6. There's no Ugin. We could K-Return, but I don't think that's going to serve me well. We will pass and draw Rumble. I will cast Play Sanctum, cast Rumble. There's an Emrakul. If I can survive a turn, then maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab the Emrakul. 4 types in yard. Cast the Myco Spawn. Down to 7. Myco Spawn for Temple. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I will pass. We have the Emrakul next turn. We will hold. Yeah, I should have played the Myco Spawn that turn earlier. I was kind of hoping that they didn't have any more plays. We'll go to blocks. We block, trade, and block, and pass. Go down to 1. Land, and 1 more cast. This is what? Another Devourer we draw. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, we can play the Emrakul, but this might not matter now. I'll say no and pass. Let's take a look at what they draw into. TKS doesn't cut it, and we'll concede. Yeah, I was a little bit greedy by not playing the Myco Spawn a turn earlier to go for Ghost Quarter, and it did punish me. So we'll trim out K-Return, Bajuka Bog, Cavern of Souls, Gemstone Cavern, down to 21 lands. We have the World Breaker, which is very good. We bring in the Ice Till. We could argue Dismember, Unholy Heat. And I guess we could just bring back the Chrysalis. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, our hand was just a little bit too slow. And then I got greedy towards the end. I was hoping that we could kick and then Ghost Quarter, try and really shut them out. But I should have just played a little bit more aggressively and went Mega Spawn into Ghost Quarter. On the play for game 2, I will keep Temple and pass and pass. Power plant map and draw. Play a temple and pass. Hold up K command. Looking for a Myco spawn. There's tower. End step. K command X equals 2. And done. Unholy Heat bottom. We could go Sire 7 death. It is kind of hard for them to deal with. I'll go Sire top and draw. There's Chrysalis. I'll play a Forest and we will play Sire 7 death. And we'll pass. They'll have Tron, but even if Karn, dealing with a Sire is kind of difficult. There's an Urza mine. Yep, okay, they have the power plant. I thought that was a mine for a second. I was like, wait 1 second. Do you have Karn in the liquid metal coating? Karn in the coating doesn't do much here. Talisman's fine. There's a kicked Myco spawn. That is okay. Not the end of the world. Temple down. Goes for another tower. Another talisman. 4 in hand. And we draw. There's a rumble. We'll go to combat and attack with Sire. Down to 12. I'll shock in the stomping ground for Chrysalis here. Yield all. And pass. And hold. Hopefully they don't find an Ulamog anytime soon. Looks like another Myco spawn kicked. Hits the temple once again. So we can play Ice till next turn and ramp. Or I guess at least we would mill. Try to ramp. Maybe just go Rumble. There's Ugin, no target. So we need to go after the Ugin. Ugin will plus draw a card up to 14. We have to attack the Ugin down. There's a power plant for turn 3 in hand. There's Karn. TKS. TKS is fine. We'll pass in full. TKS probably takes the K command, I'd imagine. Would make the most sense to me. So we have to attack down Ugin. We'll draw. Emrakul. So, Lab, Imprint, Emrakul maybe? No. Let's start with Rumble. Yield all. Rumble finds Windswept Teeth. We'll grab the Windswept Teeth, play the Windswept Teeth, and fetch. We'll grab a Forest and cast Ice Till. And yield all. We'll play Windswept Teeth, mill a card, finds a Myco spawn. We'll then go to combat and swing all at Ugin. They double block. Because they could double block the Myco. No, so we'll just go with Sire at Ugin then. I think that's right. This one's kind of difficult. Because, yeah, they can double block. Ugin will then take 7 down to 2. And I think we have to just fire the Sire. Ugin down to 2. We'll hold 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ugin will draw a card up to 17. Plays Karn the Great Creator, exiles Ice Till. So now they can go for bridge. The question is, do I want to mill now? I think I do. I'll go Commercial District, Mill Surveil, and Sanctum on top, and pass. Karn -4 bridge, I'd imagine. Tormod's Crypt, that's fine. Lab, no imprint. Imprinting another Ugin. Don't really think that's necessary unless you have a K command. Second Karn goes for bridge, I'd imagine. Yep. I think that's GG's. Yeah. Yeah. Let's not belabor the point. We'll concede. I can't do anything at this point. Alright. Unfortunate. Definitely misplayed game 1. I should have been more aggressive with the Myco spawn. Game 2, though. Unfortunately, they just found all the answers. We'll be back for match 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Oh. And it's not ideal, but it's workable. Yeah. We really need to see a soul end off top, and we have 8 hits. If we see a rumble, that's fine too. Opponent Mulligan's down to 6, which is good. Alright. Let's play Zibwooded Foothills. Fetch for a forest. Sprawl for red. And pass. Opponent's pausing on end step. What do you have, a Force of Vigor? I say that, they're gonna freaking Force of Vigor the Sprawl, I swear. Passing in full. Yo, hold on 1 second. Is this what I think it is? Is this mono red Belcher? I'm going to play the Gemstone Cavern. I'm going to pass. I'm going to give it 1 turn. I might have to Ghost Quarter their land. I genuinely might have to if this is red Belcher. It is. Shit. You bolt? Maybe I should have Ghost Quarter last turn. Shoot. That's a problem. 5 cards in hand. They kept 6. The question now becomes whether or not they have the kill. Do we play the Ghost Quarter and hit a land? I feel like we're late on that now, given they have the Ruby Medallion already on board. If we had done that a turn sooner, then maybe. But now we might be a bit late. Next problem is, of course, if we hit the Ghost Quarter, then we don't have any lands to play our threats. Maybe we just hold up K command and pray, though I don't think that's going to be enough either. I'll play the Ghost Quarter, and we'll cast the Chrysalis here. Actually, no, we're going to hold the K command. Yeah, I think we just have to hold the K command now. Do we die on turn 3? That is the question. And there is a Manamorphose. Manamorphose. I mean, they have enough mana for Ironcrag Feet right now. Feet into Belcher. Ah, you son of a... Yep. Do you has the Belcher? I mean, I'd see no other reason why you'd play Ironcrag. Yep, I will concede. Actually, no. We'll take a look at your deck, that is. Let's take a look at your deck first. Yep, Belcher Belchin. Any basics? No basics. Yeah, I should have Ghost Quartered, but I don't know. At that point in time, we just didn't have a good solution. Okay. I think that might be it. Yeah. So Bajuka Bog out, Counter Souls out, Gemstone out. Run it back. We don't need these returns though. Chrysalis back in. Those returns are dead weight. On the play for game 2. Dig 8 deep for a Trinisphere and have Ghost Quarter in hand. Yeah, I like that idea. So we go Utopia Sprawl for red on Forest. I guess we could go for green, but we already have a... Actually, no, we'll go for green since we have the red with the Stomping Ground. Reveal both Devours. Not something I do often, but I would love to see a Trinisphere here. Yield all. No Trinisphere. The K command's kind of a dud. Say no to all or grab the Verdant Cat. We'll grab the Verdant Cat. There's the Trinisphere. Forest. Green in case they play Blood Moon later. And pass. And pass. There's the Forge. Stomping Ground Shock for Trinisphere. Now we just need to find lands. We have Ghost Quarter. The question is whether or not they brought in a basic from the side. We'll have to wait and see. We'll pass. Land tapped. And passing draw. Cyrus 7th is not what I want to see right now. I will pop the Stone Forge and pass. I just need to lay them for as long as humanly possible. They declined to use. They did not bring in a basic. If I could draw into Soul Land, that would be pretty cool. Either that or Rumble. Rumble would also be pretty nice. Land tapped. And draw. Finding all the cards I don't want to see right now. Alright, we'll pass. Have you missed a land drop? You did not. That's unfortunate, but at least it's tapped, so you can't play anything this turn. We'll draw land, please. Rumble, please. Talisman's fine. We can take a talisman. We'll pass. Talisman's basically a land. We'll pass in full. Let's see how many turns this Trinisphere gives me. Peak. They only have one cast, so that's still fine. Is that Belcher? Ironcrap? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. I did. Rip. Yep, not much we can do about that. I mean, we hope that Trinisphere is enough to stop, but, like, they just count to 4 Ironcrag feet in the Belcher. Shy of us being able to loop the Ghost Quarter or having Disruptor Flute available to us, there's just not much we can do. All right. We'll be back for match number 5. All right, we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. I will keep. This hand is pretty good. Yeah, it's probably something like that. And then hold up the K command on turn 3. Kind of like this sequence. I don't always like putting Sprawl onto non-basic, but it should be fine in game 1. Be more worried about it in game 2, 3. Think back to that red Belcher game. Not sure I could have done too much, but Sprawl for green in case we draw into a Chrysalis and pass. 'Tis a forest. And passing, we'll draw Temple, Talisman, Rumble, Mycospawn, and pass, and pass. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. In a pretty good spot right now. We'll be able to Mycospawn kick on Blast Zone, the fresh wood. Oh, what am I playing against? Badger Mocha Blast Zone. What? Draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. Interesting. Thinking K command Badgermal Cub. K command Badgermal Cub or Mycospawn kick. If I kick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll kick. I think this is fine. Mycospawn kick, hit the forest, rob you of a colored source, go Eldrazi Temple. I mean, we could actually just go K command, scry draw, exile. Actually, no. Hold on. We wait till upkeep. And then we scry draw, exile the Blast Zone. Done. This way it becomes tapped. Badgermal Cub will resolve. We'll always yield that. I guess actually we don't actually always want to yield that. And we drew into a Verdant Cat, we pass. We have Ugin next turn. I mean, I think this is GG's on 3. Actually, this spell won't be on 4. Oasis. Opponent's on something spicy. They are on something spicy. Sacrifice a desert target creature is +3/+3 until end of turn. Wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In that case. And Ugin, Sanctum of Ugin, yield all. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bundle scoop it up. I will take the win. I do not know what I'm playing against. We saw Cub, so I guess bring in Heat, Dismember, Cavernous Souls out, Tremor Rumble, and an Emrakul, I guess, and just keep it like this for now. I have zero clue what I'm playing against. But, like, I think bringing creature removal makes sense. Get rid of early Cubs or Mana Dorks. Maybe keep the Bog in case they're trying to do graveyard shenanigans. Most decks can usually bring in some form of Grave Fate, so trimming an Emrakul is pretty safe, even if we have no idea what we're playing against. Yeah, this seems fine. Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, being able to instant speed hit an Earthbent land is really good. It sets them back basically a full turn because it comes into play tap. So unless they have instant speed, like an instant speed spell, they just get set back as a result. On the draw, I'd imagine for game 2. This is workable. We will keep. We will pass. Boseiju for GSC 0 for Dryad Arbor. Makes sense. I will play Sprawl for red and pass. And pass. So I imagine we see but the what? They're playing Eldrazi Temple. Huh. I mean, I definitely did consider that at some point, like, using Badgermal Cub on Eldrazi Temple seems really cute. Mono green Eldrazi? It's like an Eldrazi Midrange, kind of similar to the mono black Eldrazi. I'd imagine then opponent is probably playing Urza Saga. There's Temple. Okay, so we can get rid of Dryad Arbor. So I think I'll Rumble. Start for Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to say no to all. I'm going to say no to all. That's 5 types in Yard. We'll Eldrazi Temple and Scrydraw exile the Dryad Arbor. And done. Temple 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have Emrakul next turn. Mono green Eldrazi. Fascinating. So unless you have another TKS, we can Emrakul next turn. I think we just win on the spot. Springheart Nantuko. The fresh what? Huh. Fascinating. Swing for 5. This is fine. We will not block. Down to 15. Second main. Do you have a K command to get rid of my spawn? You do not. We play a temple, and we Emrakul on turn 3 and say GG's. Yield all. And opponent scoops it up. Yeah, I'm going to say classify that as Eldrazi Midrange. Fascinating. Maybe I'll have to look at that a little bit. I'm not sure it has legs, but it intrigues me at the very least. It intrigues me. I mean, I don't foresee Badgermole Cub being playable in Eldrazi Ramp, for example. It would definitely need its own dedicated shell is the thing. Like, you want probably 2 Dryad Arbors, 4 GSCs, 4 Cubs. And, like, that at the very minimum is probably the core of a Badgermole Cub deck, in my opinion. And the question is that better in something like Yawgmoth, or could that be better elsewhere? I don't know. Have to maybe give that some more consideration. But things to think about. With that being said, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video and League with a 3-2 record at the end of 5. Our only losses were to Tron, which again in game 1 I definitely could have played a bit better with. I would have cast the Mega Spawn a turn earlier for the Ghost Core to take them off of Tron. That way we would have maybe been able to get to the Emrakul and take control of the game. Otherwise, I want to say we played pretty tight the rest of the matches. I mean, mono red Belcher, I don't think there's too much we could do there. Shy of maybe the Ghost Quarter on turn 2. Once we realize it's Belcher, it just would have come at a significant disadvantage to us because we then wouldn't have been able to play anything. Not that it mattered because we are, dead anyways. But with that being said, as mentioned, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me and with my successes and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you've reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you would like to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can watch these videos ad-free and early. With that being said though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!